Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope this evening is finding y'all well, or today's finding y'all well. It's evening for me. I'm riding back home from work. Yes, I do actually work for a living. I work for a pharmacy. I'm a drug mule. I deliver drugs to old folks' homes. And as you can see, we are on a bike. We are on Toothless is what I call this one. It is my Lowrider ST, my Harley Davidson. And for those that don't know about it or want to know more about Toothless, I have a short on what I've done to the Lowrider ST to make it fit me a little better. One of the things I did forget to mention in that, as I'm sitting on it, the seat is it's a Harley Davidson seat, but it's not the seat that came on the bike. It's a seat with a backrest, or it's a seat for that's got a bigger area for the back passenger, and I added a backrest to it. But other than that, the other stuff in the video is correct. That's what's been added to the bike. The idea for the Lowrider ST was a sportier Harley. That's their whole ST line. The idea for that bike is, you know, something that you can lean over in corners a little better. They're lifted off the ground a little bit more, so you can get more lean angle out of them. Floorboards or foot pegs are raised a little bit. And they have a slightly bigger engine. So, which I think is actually now like the stock engine in these bikes. They actually have one that probably made a little more power than this, stock for stock. And if I ramble a little bit, guys, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. We're trying a new setup today as well. This is a DJI Action 4, and I'm using their wireless mic. So far, I'm liking it. The battery life on this seems to be better than my GoPros. And it's warm here in Arkansas. We've been 100 degrees today. We're about 95 right now. And yes, I wear full gear. This is a mesh jacket, so I don't overheat, but it does have armor in the right places. I got my gloves on. I wear a full face helmet. I'm wearing my HJC today. Boots, long pants. Could I wear more gear? Yeah, of course I can. Do I think it's worth wearing more gear? Risk-wise, no, not for me. Again, that's not to talk anybody out of, you know, wearing leather and everything else. Wear all the gear if that's what you want to do. Vice versa, if you don't want to wear any gear, you're an adult. I'm big on personal choice. And speaking of which, we'll talk a little bit about what I want to do with this channel. Guys, this is kind of like my personal channel. I've done a couple of other channels that turned into work, and I'm just going to stick with my personal channel. This channel will have a little bit of everything on it. Any of my hobbies, fishing, RC cars, drift trikes, all that stuff. We're going to have all of that. This guy on this Triumph is probably trying to figure out how I got in front of him again. He passed me on the interstate. I think that's that Triumph that passed me on the interstate. We'll find out. But yeah, that's what that is. I just like motorcycles. Nothing wrong with any of them. I've owned Groms. I've had the VMAX, which is a 200 horsepower hyper cruiser. I got them all. And if you notice me kind of pausing, I'm trying to keep track of everything that's going on around me. Hello again. It's a cool little bike. I really like the way that looks. And I'll call it a little bike just because I had a road glide for a long time. So this bike's heavy. You know, that bike's probably weighs half of what this bike weighs. But yes, what do I want to do with my channel? What is the goal for my channel? The goal is to stay real. I'm a real person. That's why this channel is Christopher Alter. That's my name. I work for a living. I'm going to try my best to get y'all 2 shorts every week of something, and 1 video a month, 1 longer form video a month. longer form video a month at least. We'll see how that plays out. We'll probably try to do more, but you know, again, I work 10-hour days, so getting off, going home, making food, that kind of thing. And again, I'm tired. One thing that will not be on the channel, I will not do politics. I'm not going to run anyone down. I probably won't respond to anybody that I think is just being a hater to be a hater. Any questions I'll respond to. Like if you're trying to understand something, to that degree, I'll gladly respond to those and try to explain things, point of views, whatever you feel you need. But if you're just being a hater, I'm just going to keep on moving. I'm going to feel for you. I feel like that's a sad life to get up and just, how can I tear someone else down on the internet today? Because at the end of the day, the internet's not really real, people. You know, all those people that are on social media doing all they're always posting, you know, cars and stuff like that. I'd be willing to bet a lot of them are renting those cars or leasing cars, and there's nothing wrong with leasing a car, but you know, they're doing it for clout. They're working a business, they're working a gimmick, to coin a wrestling phrase. And if that's how they make money, cool. I'm not trying to do that. I do not get paid for this channel. I did not make a penny off of that Cottonmouth video. Not one single cent. You know, if there comes a point where I can monetize and get paid, I would love to do that. I'm also a retired U.S. Air Force veteran. It's one of the reasons I don't own a sport bike is I have some back issues. It's causing nerve damage and loss of feeling in my left leg and feet sometimes. So I stay with the cruiser bikes. They're just more comfortable. So if you wonder why you don't see sport bikes, that's why. What else can I talk about? My adventure stuff. You know, yeah, we're going to do that. This is what this is going to be about, is getting out and living an adventure. And I'm hoping to show people that you can get out and have these good times on a budget to a degree. You know, yes, this is a nice, expensive motorcycle. It's not the most expensive one Harley makes. The VMAX I bought used. The KLR I bought used. All my cars I bought used. Some of them I bought out of fields that didn't run, and they currently don't run either right now. So we've gone full circle. But, you know, it's about keep going and keep having these adventures and keep trying new things. I'm a very outdoorsy person. You're going to see video game stuff on there. I do enjoy playing video games. That is not my main hobby. And I'm not knocking anyone that is your main hobby. If you want to get on with me and play online, like, reach out. Like, I'd gladly set something up when I have time. But again, not my main hobby. I do have an Oculus. It's the newer one. I have a Steam Deck. I have a Switch. I have all my old games from high school still. And when I was a kid. And so my daughter kind of chuckles at me when I tell her I'm not a gamer because I have all the games. But I have all the games because I stopped trading games in because I'd want to go back and play old games. So that's why I have them. It is a nice day. When I'm in the shade, it's nice. And I'm very tired, guys, so I'm sorry for the rambling. But we've talked about video games and adventures, and I want people to be able to get out and do those things. And you know, you're going to see car stuff. You're going to see me take this to the racetrack and get actual numbers. If I had to guess with the stuff I've done to it, it'll probably clear a quarter mile in the 12s, somewhere in there. And for those of you that actually run quarter miles and race, you know, that's not the fastest thing in the world, but for the majority of people, that's a fast car, or fast anything. And yes, 12s is a very broad thing. I don't have an idea. I don't have a clue. I will tell you that I think I'll be the limiting factor and not the bike. We're going by the old airbase where I used to work. So that's Little Rock Air Force Base, if you're wondering. I was a B-52. I was a C-130 mechanic first and the B-52s. So I was an aircraft mechanic. But I really think that's going to be about it for this one, guys. I think I kind of hit everything I wanted to hit. That kind of the idea of I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. The channel name's not changing. I'm going to try to stay a real person. I want people to understand I'm a real person. When I say I love y'all, I mean that. I really do. I really wish the best for everyone.